What's up, guys? Welcome. welcome to my first scare stream with my new equipment. The new camera, which, is showing pretty much my whole room. You can see my cat right here, my dog all the way on my pillow over there. Like you can even see my reflection on the window. That's how great this camera is. I'm loving this new camera. I love this new computer. And heck, I need to get the stream up on my end so I can get to keep track of chat and all that. Hey, no. Stop that. Stop that random Pokemon videos. Dude, I'm up to 134 subscribers now. That's awesome. Thank you all so much for your support. All right. So, we got videos. We got videos from all of them. I'm going to be doing... Since King Frostmare didn't have any uploads at all last week, I'm going to be doing 2 videos from him this week to make up for that. And also because of the fact that Chills only did 2 videos this week, and only one of them seems paranormal related, so... I don't know. I don't know. It's a whole weird thing and all that, but... just everything's been going great for me lately with all the new equipment I have, and God's blessed me with it. All glory to Him for sure. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. Hopefully, we won't get too scared. So our first video is going to be scary TikTok videos you can't watch without a light on. And just looking at that right there just screams, nope. That's a nope for me. Alright, before we start, I need some water.
Is that toilet running?
Nope.
Not anymore.
Yep. Hey, Prendo. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Hi, Brenda.
Wife says hi. All right. All right, King Frostmare, you've been gone for a week. For a week, so let's see how you plan to make it up to us.
Hello guys, tonight we wanna take a look at some scary videos.
Actually, hold on here a second. Let's go ahead and turn the volume up. Make it more scary that way. Oh yeah.
That might freak you out a little bit. And don't forget to keep your light on. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty. The first series of videos were recorded by a user called Frolylicious Music. He has shared the following clip, which was recorded by his son. Apparently the young man woke up to one of his electronics, which turned on all by itself. It was hard to see, but there appeared to be something really creepy on it.
Okay, thanks for increasing the resolution of the video so we can actually have a better chance to see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, there it was. Okay.
Does this appear like a face to you? Some say this is the case.
Okay, there's sound from the videos coming out. Okay. I just want to make sure you guys could hear this.
But other stuff kept happening in their house. Around 3 a.m., Frolilicious woke up to some really inexplicable noises from the bathroom. He recorded the incident. And this is what he saw. We can see that a cloaked figure is walking by, very fast in the bathroom. Unfortunately, he did not go in and turn the light on to figure out what was going on.
Oh, I paused it right as the face pops up right there too.
But
I'm also kind of skeptical because he didn't really react. I mean, if I saw someone move that fast in my bathroom and I didn't see, I'd drop the camera and run away.
what do you think happened here? Is this house haunted? Or is this just a prank?
I think it's a hoax.
The next video was posted by Zealous Ideal. It was captured by a baby camera, and the family believes that something really strange is going on in their house. The user states, "Raise the volume up. You will hear something saying, 'Help me.' I would totally believe this was just somebody hacking my RLO, but the other events that have happened in my mom's house with my daughter and myself are just too unexplainable. We've had another incident with her nanny cam and seeing a black shadow near her, an orb, and her suddenly waking up and screaming. I've had issues in my own room with the feeling of somebody watching me, breathing on my neck, severe night terrors, and missing items that suddenly return. This has been recurring since I was pregnant with my little one. I hope moving to another home will help."
That's a very ominous cry for help.
So, what do you think happened here? A recording of a spirit? Or did somebody else get access to their Arlo security system?
Either way, you've attracted the attention of that toddler. Hi. Did I just say hi to a recording? I mean, how can I not say hi to seeing a cute little toddler like that just wave at me, right? I just said hi to a recording. Okay, I gotta readjust the camera here because he can't quite see my face fully. There we go. All right. How can I not say hi to that cute little kid right there?
Now we want to follow a ghost hunter named Code. He traveled to an abandoned building, which apparently is said to house strange shadow entities.
Alright, you know, if you're gonna have a channel and all that, if you want to make yourself professional and official and all that, learn how to spell official, right? 2 Fs.
He traveled to an abandoned building, which apparently is said to house strange shadow entities. It was recently abandoned by a family, since they could never get rid of these strange hauntings. Code made it up on himself to figure out if these legends about these unusual events were true. Let's take a look.
Why did you bring a gun to a paranormal investigation? What are you hoping to accomplish with that? Oh, he's foreign. Okay, that's probably why official wasn't spelled right. You know, some countries spell words differently, but they're still the same word. Not that I see. Yo, if you're gonna hold on this shot for this long, then you should at least change the resolution so we might have a better chance of seeing it. Any minute now.
Our friend seems to be a bit unconventional. It's not a common sight to have a so-called ghost hunter walking around with a piece, but probably it was for protection against other people, right? After opening a window, stuff now seemed to come down onto the man.
Opa! Tem gente aí, galera? Tem gente aí? Tô armado, hein? Cara, que sinistro.
Okay. Why? It's already dead. What are you hoping to accomplish? I'm sorry. I just find that hilarious.
É você, Mulher Preto? Nossa, que é isso, velho?
What appears to be a dark shadow seems to be seen more and more in this house. And only a few moments after that...
I mean, okay, now, although we didn't see the first still shot that well, this was a good capture. This was a good capture, but... What? The thing with the gun, why?
It even seems to manifest. Some people believe that, at least. In the end, the man decided to make it out of there straight after, since he was pretty freaked out. I think that is understandable. Jimmy has sent the next recording. Apparently it was shared by a concerned mother. She lives with her little daughter, and something seems to mess with the two every night. This is a recording of her night camera, as the entity seemed to be back for more mischief.
Yeah, this was featured in, I think, Nuke's Top 5 video. Yeah, there are chills. It was one of those two.
The little kid told her mother that something pulled her legs that night. And if that's true, what was it? An uninvited entity? Or is the girl just imagining things?
How can you imagine your legs being pulled? Yeah, I still stand by this one being real.
Now we want to follow ghost hunter Hassan Barbar into yet another abandoned building, which apparently needs to be cleansed off of an evil jinn. Shortly after his arrival, it didn't take long till the activity picked up, and our brave ghost hunter started recording.
انت هون؟ اسمع. طب وينك؟ طب انت وين؟ بدي اياك تتشكل. هون هي الدخان شايفين؟
Something's manifesting right there. Yeah, the building's on fire.
هي الدخان.
Either way, it's probably not a good idea to be standing there.
طب وين رحت انت؟ بسم الله. طب وينك؟ وين رحت؟
Really? How very well executed of you. It's almost like that was planned out, you know? Just you see weird smoke coming up, and then you decide to just do a complete slow motion 360, and then get back to that spot, and so conveniently, boom, there it is. Fake.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هيو.
Hassan runs towards the shadow, but it appears to be gone.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. مش قادر. اخوان كان في شو هنا. بسم الله.
Okay, to be fair, that sudden glass breaking, shattering sound, that made me jump a little.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. لا 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 لا.
Many more strange noises were heard that night. However, the shadow was never seen again. At least not the same night. As always, check the whole investigation on his channel.
استغيت الآن يا اخوان. أنا هذيك المرة كرست مالي هذا طلع لي إشي من هون.
Yeah, if you're gonna try to scare us, be a little more convincing than that. Maybe instead of panning the camera around like that, leave the area for a little bit, then come back.
Following was an interesting recording posted by user Fluffy Furry Buddy. He states, just
How much longer does this one have?
witnessed this on my
3
baby
minutes 10.
monitor. What am I looking at? Was it a guardian angel? Maybe the kid astral projecting? Or just a bug?
Well, ain't no bug, I know that for sure. Well, it's the firefly. That's the only kind of bug I could think that would make that kind of light anomaly.
This video was posted by
I'm leaning more towards paranormal on that one, though.
Nadok for real. He states that he moved into a new apartment, that he is sure that it is haunted. He hears voices in the middle of the night, and even sees shadows every now and then. He has placed several cameras in his place. One night, the following creepy message was left for him.
I see it. Gum.
What do you think? Could it be the spirit of the former owner, perhaps? At least that's what some commenters suggested. Could it be?
That's an interesting one. Could be paranormal, could be radio interference.
This was posted by Asosa94. The man states that he is a security guard
I'm
at a car
50-50 on that
auction.
one.
The old
I'm 50-50 on that one.
building is known for its many ghost stories. This evening, he was the only person remaining in this building, and as he was about to use the washroom, he was hearing some creepy noises stemming out of there, and he was terrified.
It's either paranormal, a prank, or a hoax.
Could the voice say, "Help me," perhaps? What do you hear exactly? Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Yeah. Wasn't too impressed by that one. Alright, well, we move on to top 15. Top 15 scary videos you have to see to believe. Ooh.
Number 15. These fishermen are trying to reel in a marlin that's so big, all three of them are needed.
Holy crap!
Just when they think they've got it beat, the sea creature leaves from the ocean in a final attempt to survive. Look again and you'll see its giant sword-like mouth would have went clean through the face of the person on the left if they didn't move in time. Its fins are also razor sharp and could have easily cleaved through an artery with even the slightest contact, so this person is lucky to survive. Now they have a tail no one would have otherwise believed was real if not for this video. Number 14. This video, taken in Lottie, Florida, shows two mysterious government vehicles sticking close together as they head to an undisclosed location. No identifying information is written on the side of the trucks. The first truck has red and blue lights on the top, but the one behind it doesn't have any markings at all and could easily be mistaken for a civilian vehicle to the untrained eye. Both trucks are covered in thick armor, and each one has enough room in the back to serve as a mobile command station of some kind. Though for what purpose I can't say. People in the comments section of this video are suggesting everything from hazardous waste cleanup to mind control operations. One of the more convincing comments states that these trucks only are seen when a serious threat to national security is detected, like a nuclear device or worse. Again, I don't know what these vehicles are for, but if I saw one in my neighborhood, I would be worried, let alone seeing two. Number 13. A strange man in Charlotte, North Carolina walks up to someone's door and without reason begins to lick the unsanitary surface. His eyes remain fixed on the doorbell and he lets out a small moan each time. What is he even doing here and why? The camera has sound, but he doesn't say a word as he points to various ads on a booklet. He looks totally out of
What? What in the world is this guy doing?
it. Drool is dribbling from his chin and his shirt is drenched. I have no idea what he is trying to signify here, and I doubt he does either. Eventually he walks away, but not before turning around for one last kiss goodbye. I think I hear a word said here, but I need your help to understand what it was. Number 12. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, is thought to be very haunted and was the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining. A YouTuber named Ricky Rock requests the most haunted room, 418, and records himself sleeping. Sounds of movement originate from within the room. Then at around 3 a.m., he claims a spirit entered his body. This is the exact moment it happened. He sits up and stares directly at the camera with a blank expression. I guess he could still be half asleep, but many believe that he is under the control of a spirit. And that's when some presence apparently made him speak in tongues. Watch this part and tell me if it sounds like something paranormal or someone having a bad dream. The comment section of this video seems to be evenly split between fake and real, so let me know what you think based on what I was able to show. Number 11.
Given the history and even its premise, I can believe it's real.
Tamara Speece gets a phone notification that someone is at her door. Her doorbell cam automatically turns on and catches this suspicious person snooping around. He rings her doorbell one time and waits for someone to answer. Fair enough. He's wearing painter's clothes and maybe he has an appointment or something. But then when nobody comes to greet him, he takes it upon himself to lift up the entire doormat and look around. The only reason I can think of was to check for a key under the mat to let himself in. I guess maybe he could have gotten the wrong address, but I seriously doubt it. He keeps looking over his shoulder and acting nervous, so I think he was most likely going to take their belongings, or worse still, maybe even try to wait inside for Tamara to return. Number 10.
Creepy.
This elderly man is on a ventilator and battling for his very life. His daughter and 2 grandchildren gather around to offer encouragement and pay their respects. After requesting some privacy from the doctors, one of the grandchildren pulls out an inheritance contract from under his clothes, and they threaten the grandfather into signing. Having forced themselves into his will, the daughter next reaches down and unscrews his heart IV in a matter of seconds. She does this in the direct sight of the other grandson, so he must have known too. They all gather around to watch the old man slowly weaken. Judging from how the other grandchild looks over his shoulder at the 2-minute mark, there's no doubt he knew what they were doing. Everyone here looks guilty. When medical staff come in to check what's wrong, the suspects all slip out one by one. It wasn't until later, when staff reviewed the CCTV footage, that they were able to piece together this family plot of betrayal and bring them all to justice. And yes, the man did thankfully survive. Number 9, formerly known as the Biltmore Hotel, the Graduate Providence in Rhode Island is said to be one of the most haunted hotels on earth. It was financed by Lace Wyckoff, a man who openly practiced black magic and wanted to use the building as a way to spread occult knowledge to the public. Now a YouTuber named Jack Steffens is sure that there is someone in the room with him at 2 a.m, so he records down the hall for a sign. His suspicions are soon confirmed.
Did you see that?
With absolutely no editing cuts at all, Jack opens the door and turns on the lights. It's an extremely small bathroom with practically nowhere to hide, and no time for someone to quickly leave without getting past him first. Considering there's hardly even enough room for someone to stand on the other side of the door to begin with, it was probably paranormal. Number 8. A customer reaches for a drink when he begins to shake and sputter out of control. It looks like it could be a seizure, but he does not fall down right away, so some people say it's a possession. At the 48-second mark, he points to something only he can see and begins shrieking in horror. This is when he goes down a second time and does not come back up. One minute and 5 seconds into the video, you can see a ghostly figure in the reflection to his left that could be the spirit of his aggressor. Paper towels fly to the ground on their own shortly after in a further indication of paranormal possession. Number 7. A YouTuber named Jessie V and her sister Mandy are constantly hearing strange noises coming from the attic. They would have happily never gone up there, if not for their insistent fans who demanded to know the answer. They finally work up enough courage to take a ladder up there. Mandy goes up first and gets a really bad feeling. She's describing the general layout when they catch something that might have followed her back down. In a mirror on the wall is the reflection of a figure that is a quarter of the size of Mandy, whose much larger reflection can be seen right beside it. Whatever this is, it's standing right in front of both of them. Jessie turns the camera to reveal her father standing off to the side, but he is way too tall to be it. Also, this figure lacks any color or detail at all. Only later, when a commenter pointed out the creepy shadow person, did they go back and review the video. No answer was ever provided. Number 6.
Sorry, just the timing of me pausing it made it sound like I said number 6. So yeah, I forgot to comment on that last one about the seizure and all that. All I can say is I hope that guy's all right, because that was some scary shit, man. And that last one could have been editing, because we don't actually see the figure move. So I could just put their post-editing.
It's late at night, well past closing hours, when the St. George's Theatre in Norfolk catches this mysterious disturbance on CCTV. It starts as small movements in the very corner of the far window, so slight at first that you hardly notice it's there until it leaves, only to return again and dart down the hall. At 28 seconds, it stops to look in through another window for 4 more seconds, then it's gone for good. Number 5. A man is filming this old medieval building on the Mediterranean island of Sardinia when he notices the curtains of a balcony window are peeled back slightly to reveal a small grayish object peeking out from the bottom. Zoom in, and it almost looks like a tiny face, or else the top of someone's head who is very short, perhaps a small child. It could be a reflection of the palm tree swaying in the wind, or it could be a trapped spirit staring haplessly at the world to which it no longer belongs. Number 4. This spooky midnight sighting is quickly becoming known as the ghost.
I don't know about that last one. That could have been anything. We didn't really get a good glimpse of it.
Ghost boy under the stairs. It could simply be a bug walking across the camera, but what's weird is how it seems to stay confined to the area under the steps. Then at 15 seconds, it reaches the farthest corner and vanishes. Take a look again and tell me if you think this is real or special effects. Even the person who uploaded this video says they didn't believe in the supernatural until seeing this at their job. Number 3.
Again, I'm a bit torn on that one. Because the way it took off, it could have been a bug on the lens.
Muna Bruzan bought this strange and creepy doll at an antique sale after she felt its eyes watching her. Now the doll apparently continues to do so as their connection grows stronger over time. Here you can see her pick up the doll to admire her. When the doll apparently comes to life, you can hear Muna cry out in surprise as the doll turns towards her and flutters its eyes. I have no idea how this could have happened, since both of her hands are nowhere near the doll's head when it turns to face her. When she puts the doll back down, it seems to understand that she is done playing and thoughtfully turns its gaze outside the window. Number 2.
That is creepy. The only explanation I could possibly think of, though how unlikely it is, perfected robotics. That's the only explanation outside the paranormal that I can think of with that doll. But seems like it'd be kind of a waste. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards paranormal, but wow.
A YouTuber named Sanjay Key Angel is traveling the countryside in India when he comes across a phantom figure dressed in an all-white shroud that completely covers its face. It pays them absolutely no attention as it crosses the road with no lantern in hand. Moments ago it was wandering in complete darkness, yet it moves as though it had somewhere else to be. How it's able to find its bearings in total darkness, with its face covered, is beyond me. Listen to this part and translate if you speak the language, so that we all know what they were thinking at the time. Also tell me whether or not they sound like they are really scared. Also tell me whether or not they sound like they really are scared, or just acting. I've got a challenge for you, since you've made it this far.
Well made if it's fake, that's for sure.
Michael Andurez is in a car full of friends when they hear a distant voice call out from the nearby woods. I didn't really hear much the first time I watched, but when they slow it down, you can clearly hear someone say something like, "Help me, guys." I think this could be paranormal because it doesn't sound like a normal human voice at all. Theoretically speaking, a person screaming at a speeding car with the windows rolled up would almost certainly not be heard by anybody inside. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload.
If. Just. If. All right, next up. All right, King Frostmare, guys.
Hello guys.
You got a second chance here.
Tonight we want to check out the scary haunting of Ricardo, which is pretty terrifying, and it might make it hard for us to fall asleep. I hope you're all ready, so let's
The Haunting of Ricardo.
buckle up and stay frosty. The following case was shared by Ricardo on his very own Instagram. I had initially featured one of his clips in the past, but there's more to this creepy story. This whole saga started with Ricardo sending a video before dozing off. It shaped out to be a really terrifying clip. He was talking to his girlfriend on WhatsApp one night. It was basically just sending her a video about him lying in bed. However, when showing her the dimly lit hallway, something rather creepy was captured.
Pues ya me acomodé y todo, ya quiero dormir, ya tengo sueño, pero tienen la luz del pasillo prendida y mi mamá está escuchando un video, güey.
Something sinister was peeking around the doorway into Ricardo's bedroom that night.
Pero tienen la luz del pasillo prendida y mi mamá está escuchando un video.
He states that he did not even notice this thing looking at him the night before. Ricardo started uploading a video diary about this really terrifying event. This clip got many clicks and people started sharing his story. The young man wanted to know what happened that night and if he actually was in danger. After all, only his mother, who was supposed to be cleaning the kitchen, was with him that night. What frightened them even more though was the fact that nothing could be seen reflecting in the mirror on the wall. Nothing that could explain this person, or whatever it was, looking into his room. But what many didn't know at the time of this video was that the home of Ricardo was placed to really strange occurrences for quite some time already. In his video diary, he talks about the old house that has been in the possession of his family for quite some time. Even his grandparents lived in there in the 50s. The house itself is located in the center of Zacatecas in Mexico. He states that staying in this house for the entire day during quarantine has made him aware of many strange encounters that have transpired in there. He feels that something is affecting him negatively, that something might even be watching him. At 3:42 AM the following night, he posts another status update telling his followers that there are strange noises coming from the ceiling, possibly the roof area, and that even the light in the hallway turns on every couple of minutes. Creepy, but maybe just an animal. In any case, Ricardo is holding a family heirloom, which was blessed by a priest. He has the family dog with him, and decides to see if he can get behind the origin of these weird noises at the time. And of course he wanted to document it all. His plan was to make it up to the rooftop.
Even the dog's freaked out. I saw that.
Nothing on first glance, however, something unusual seemed to be hiding from inside. Take another look. A dark shadow can be seen, and it was in fact not a reflection. This thing came from the inside of the house. And things just seemed to get worse from that night on. The lights malfunctioning was almost a nightly event now. His next update reads, I was working in the living room when the power turned off and I heard something unusual. Then the stereo turned on. After a loud knock, the young man checks every corner of the lower floor. Can't come up with an explanation, however. Nightly bangs and sounds seem to be the largest part of his weekly video updates, since they seem to freak him out the most. One night it got so loud again that Ricardo had no other choice but to start recording. The following was uploaded shortly after. Weird noises, yes, but a viewer noticed something else on this recording that was really hard to see. An eye, or something that looks like it.
Oh, I do see it. Yeah. Yeah, right there. That's creepy.
After falling asleep, he heard something straight in front of his bed and took a photo. Is this an apparition? Or a shadow figure? Watching him, perhaps?
Whoa, okay.
The lock of the door seems to be moving on its own. How creepy.
No mames. El peor es que este cuarto tiene años cerrado. Casi nadie lo abre. O sea, ahí estoy solo. No mames.
Ricardo states that he had goosebumps at this point and was terrified. Don't forget, he was alone at this time, but with some encouragement of his viewers, he foolishly decides to take a look into this room that had just opened.
No sé.
I saw it. There is something in there.
He tells us that he had quite a hard time to move around in this storage space due to a ton of garbage lying around, yet he took several photos of the inside.
That's creepy. Looks like I think it looks like the same spirit that was peeking his head into his room at the beginning.
For many people, it is without a doubt the same entity that was seen several times before in this house. Is that possible? No clear explanation could be found for this, and Ricardo was quite scared. Even his little friend seemed to notice more and more strangeness, and was on high alert most nights. Can we come up with an explanation of what's going on in this old house? Maybe a haunting that has been going on for generations? Thank you so much for watching, guys.
That was creepy. That was a good one. That was a good video there. Alright, chills. 5 scary videos you will not forget tonight. I do gotta say, I feel kind of bad for Ricardo that he has to experience these hauntings. I think it's real.
These videos are so terrifying. I would be shocked if you aren't still thinking of them tonight. Number 5. Lalo Escalante is a Mexican paranormal investigator, relatively new to YouTube. Escalante started his
And already, look right here, you can see a ghost run by.
Relatively new to YouTube, Escalante started his channel in October 2019. At the beginning of December 2020, Lalo and his team investigated an abandoned house in Culiacan, Mexico. Right at the beginning of this video, a couple of orbs can be spotted as the camera is showing the exterior. While they could be dismissed as dust particles, other such specks can be seen all around. The orbs in question stand out and do not resemble the other dust specks seen. Furthermore, there's no distinguishing features you would see on an insect such as wings. From this common and tame example of paranormal phenomenon, the video escalates rather quickly. Escalante is joined on this investigation by friends David Apino and Luis Fernando. Right from the get-go, Apino appears to be in a state of discomfort. He frequently clutches at his stomach and coughs, causing concern amongst the others.
¿Tú te sientes bien? ¿Te sientes bien? Porque como que quería vomitar, güey. ¿Te estás bien, güey? ¿Estás bien, güey? Sí. ¿Seguro? No sé ni cómo vamos a llegar arriba, güey. O sea, ¿estás bien, güey? ¿Se salió que vieron?
Despite him claiming to be alright, the others seem unconvinced, and soon Apino is hardly able to walk. His companions help him to a place where he can have a seat, and he stumbles as he is being led. Once they get him seated, they attempt to compose themselves when Escalante hears a noise, startling him.
Hola. No me acuerdo.
After calling out Ola, the cameraman spots a figure in a white shirt calmly walking from right to left in the background. The team quickly goes to investigate and check to see if there may be another person in the building. Entering a courtyard, they find nobody there and no sign of where the figure has gone. As they attempt to determine what they saw, their focus is broken by a strange high pitch from above them. It is difficult to fully analyze what the noise might be, as Escalante is speaking when it happens, but on closer inspection, it sounds either to be a woman giving out a quick scream sound, or the squeaking of a door or other inanimate object against either the ground or wall. Seconds later, they hear a similar noise, and this time clearly sounds like a whimper. As they decide to re-enter the building, they hear another sound, this time like a woman either crying or laughing. By this point, they feel they are not alone and quickly duck back inside. Throughout this time, Apino continues to show signs of distress, coughing and rubbing his stomach and chest. Clearly, something is affecting him. On their way inside, they discover some evidence the place is used by vagrants, trash all over and discarded clothing. This does lead to the possibility of whatever they saw and heard could be an actual person rather than paranormal, but this doesn't make the ordeal any less scary. People can be unpredictable, and it's possible whoever may be residing there could want to protect something they have stored there. The trio soon ascends to the top floor, where they spot yet another terrifying presence. Below them, in the courtyard, they spotted the figure and heard the noises. They again see something staring at them. It then quickly ducks behind a wall, out of sight. They all rush down to investigate, but whatever was there has vanished. As they return to the courtyard, a loud crash is heard next to them, and even worse, Apino appears to black out.
Güey, de aquí fue, Lalo, güey, de aquí fue, güey. Fue de aquí, güey. No mames, güey, David.
His face has gone completely red, and he is out cold. Concerned for their friend's well-being, the team abandons their investigation and rushes Apino back to their car. At this point, the video ends, but captions after state Apino regained consciousness and recovered quickly. Clearly, something had affected him in the place. They never found what was spying on them, but it is safe to say it didn't want them there, and definitely succeeded in sending them hightailing it back to safety. Number 4.
Oh, this entry contains flashing lights. Yeah, I think that last one was real.
Dark Ghost is a Russian paranormal
He did warn us.
Investigator, sharing his story on YouTube since May 2017. He has traveled to some of the most terrifying locations in Russia to document evidence of ghosts and other bizarre phenomena. By popular request, he returned to a home he had previously investigated and had gotten a lot of response from whatever was living there. According to legend, someone or multiple people are buried underneath. Immediately upon entering, there is still furniture in the house largely untouched, giving the impression the house was vacated rather quickly. The bed even remains done. It's not long after his arrival he receives his first sign he is not alone. Loud knocks from the living room behind him. He ventures to the kitchen to investigate, where he is greeted by a door swinging open on its own. The room the door leads to is full of junk and what appears to be a table and bed frame, but nobody is inside. Curiously, there is a trapdoor to the attic, which he decides to later investigate. After setting up his equipment, he ventures back to the attic door to have a look inside. Furthermore, it's doubtful anyone is hiding up there, as it's too cramped, and the only way to open the trapdoor is from below. Nothing happens for quite some time until he is nearing the end of an experiment using a camera flash rapidly firing. After a final flash, a loud sliding noise is heard from under the bed, causing him to retreat. When he gathers the courage to return, he discovers evidence that a box under the bed was moved, as seen by the disturbance in the dust on the ground. Moments after this discovery, he is startled by the same noise under the second bed to his left. He briefly retreats outside to compose himself, and eventually returns to the living room. Once again, nothing happens for some time until he goes to retrieve another piece of equipment.
Так, мне нужно сейчас будет ИГФ.
As he ventures back to the kitchen, he is startled when the accordion on a side table suddenly goes off. He watches in shock as it continues to squeeze in and out, the haunting sound emanating from it. This almost
Yeah, whatever's in there does not want you in there with them.
proves too much, and he rushes into the kitchen, closing the door behind him. However, whatever has been with him this entire time goes after him, and the door once again quickly opens, almost as if it has been kicked open. He kicks the door back to see if there's a response, and he gets one in the form of a door behind him rattling. Clearly terrified, he retreats outside. After some time, he explains he stayed away for about an hour before he returned inside. When he returns, he sets up a spirit box session, asking questions as a camera continuously takes photos of him. Despite asking questions for several minutes, it takes some time before he receives his first response. Almost immediately after, he hears what appears to be shuffling or possibly whispering from beneath the bed next to him. After asking if whatever is there can show itself, the wardrobe behind him opens on its own.
Вы можете показаться?
Without him noticing at first, after the spirit box replied, "Not enough strength," followed by "to pass away." When he asks what it meant, it replies, "For you." Well, it seems to make sense the reply would be "not enough strength" in responding to its manifesting. Following up with "to pass away" and "for you" seems ominous and terrifying. Could the spirit be referring to its desire to take their lives? When he asks what it means, it replies, "and you will see us." By now, Dark Ghost can hide the fear on his face, even from behind his face mask. His mannerisms are now that of anxiety. After several moments of silence, he asks if it is still there, only to receive an answer of ear-piercing electrical screams.
Вы здесь? Вы здесь?
At this point, he decides to end the investigation out of fear for his safety. Clearly, whatever remains there is unwelcoming and wants to be left alone. Number 3. Epoch Paranormal is the YouTube channel of paranormal investigator Joseph Sturgill. A veteran of the YouTube paranormal community, he started uploading in late 2009. During his investigation of West Virginia Penitentiary, Sturgill managed to capture a terrifying piece of evidence. In the short video,
Oh yeah, I forgot to get my input on that last one. Real?
Sturgill explains he had a constant feeling something was behind him, even though nothing was. It was during a joint investigation, but he says it wasn't any of the other investigators he felt. During the walkthrough and prior to the incident, Sturgill documents some disturbing graffiti on the wall in one of the cells, while the messages were clearly made long after the prison was shut down, and rather recent judging by the good condition. The words still send shivers up one's spine. Sweet lips lie wife, mine 3 feet under the kicker, reads one, accompanied by 3 stick figures. 2 are laying on the ground labeled Josh and Alex, while the third, positioned in the middle, is hanging from the ceiling, labeled Dave. Below these is written "I'll be back," clearly referencing the hauntings occurring in the building. While it is likely the names written on there are the actual perpetrators of the graffiti, and is likely a simple sick joke, it does enhance the chilling atmosphere of the location. Another creepy message in a different cell reads, "Doing time is a blessing, unless you're sick as a dog and do some confessing," with a rather impressive skull drawing above it. It's enough to make you wonder what drives people to write such messages. Writings on the wall aside, the main feature of the video happens just after the 3-minute mark. Sturgill turns around to face the way he just came and spots what appears to be a tall figure standing in the doorway.
It looked like there was a person there.
He even comments about it, and it looks as if whatever was there moves to the left of the door frame, out of sight. While it is hard to see, the apparition has distinguishable features, including visible arms and legs, while its head is obscured by the top of the frame. Sturgill briefly focuses back on the cell he is in front of before turning the camera back towards the end of the hall. When he pans back, the figure is gone, and the doorway looks unlike what it did before. Nothing looks obscured, and his light goes right through this time. Could this be what was following him the entire time? In any haunted location, it is difficult to determine the type of ghost one could be dealing with. Is it friendly, malevolent, neutral, scared? In a prison,
This ghost I would classify as neutral, because while it wants to make its presence known, it actually hasn't done anything to try to scare the investigator away.
motivations of those left behind can be even more difficult. Imagine all the different...
I would see a ghost like that as more curious about its intruder.
personalities who resided there when it was open. Thieves, life takers, petty crooks, innocent as well as guilty. Thankfully for Sturgill, it appears on this occasion whatever was following him was nothing more than curious as to who is visiting the prison. Hopefully all future guests only experience the same entity and not something more vicious. Number 2, Alan Sullivan House is a relic from Cleveland's historical background. Built in 1887, it was the home of Richard N. Allen, the man who invented the paper car wheel, credited with improving passenger travel in the latter half of the 1800s. It was located in what was known as Millionaire Row, an area where the city's elite resided. This included John D. Rockefeller, the famous American entrepreneur and founder of Standard Oil. The home passed from various members of the city's upper class until 1923, when it was sold for alternate use. From there, it was passed from organization to organization until it was...
Wasn't that around the time of the stock market crash?
was abandoned in the 1990s. Bad luck struck there early, when only 3 years after its completion, Allen passed away suddenly in the home, leaving his wife Susan as the owner for 8 years until she moved away. The home was then sold to Jeremiah Sullivan, who too would pass away in the home in 1923. Urbex Hill is an urban explorer, joining YouTube in September 2013. In January 2021, he decided to explore the Allen Sullivan House due to its history and frankly cool architecture style. The first thing of note when Hill enters the house is how bare it is. Aside from a couple of chairs in the front entrance and the typical paint chips and dust on the floor, the house is completely bare. This is likely due to either the previous occupants moving all their possessions out when it was abandoned, or due to the home's impending demolishing. One room on the second floor, however, is completely filled with furniture and other junk. so much so Hill cannot even enter. Most of the video runs normally without incident. However, near the end is when the strange occurrence begins. After exploring the basement for a while, Hill is checking out a 2003 newspaper left on his shelf when, from behind, a bottle falls on its side without explanation. He decides to wait for a bit to see if there was something that could have made the bottle fall, but all of the bottles on the table are now perfectly still. He even walks right up to the table and his footsteps make no disturbances to what is on it. While he is inspecting the bottles, he hears what sounds like footsteps coming from in front of him, and an area blocked off by what appears to be storage for event tables. Unfortunately, the area is so dusty, it is impossible to tell if there are any orbs flying around, since they are obscured by the dust particles flying into the camera relentlessly. What can be determined is the sounds he is hearing are not made by him, as his footsteps are silent as he walks around the room. Figures the activity starts when he is in the basement. It also happens to be the most crowded part in the house. Aside from the aforementioned second floor room, the most compelling part of the video is when a chair, seen earlier facing to the right, suddenly bounces off what appears to be a wine rack to the left. Hill was not near the chair when it moved, and it is unlikely his steps disturbed it since he had walked closer to it earlier without any issues. When Hill shows the same clip but enhanced, it almost appears the chair is pushed against the rack and then lifted up before dropping again, not in the sense it is bounced off the rack, but as if it is actually picked up by hand. This is the last encounter Hill has during his visit, and he leaves the house soon after. What may be residing there is likely to be left unknown, with that house's impending deconstruction inching closer and closer. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical about that last one because, yeah. One thing I noticed about that bottle that fell over, it was in a pot plant base. Those bases, while they're mostly flat, sometimes go at an angle to help to help keep the water in the pot and all that. So what I'm thinking happened is that before he investigated, he could have put one of those bottles up against the angle. Not too much up against the angle, but just enough to where a slight movement could make it fall over. That's my assessment for that one. I think it's hoaxed. And the noises could have been edited in later.
Number 1. Strange people can appear at any time in any place. A YouTuber named Will posted a series of Snapchat stories dealing with one such person who surprised a trio of friends in October 2015. According to the camera operator, a random woman knocked on the door, walked right in when he answered, and locked herself in the bathroom. The confused group were unsure what to do at first, but eventually called the police. The responding officer spent some time attempting to unlock the door from the outside, all the while receiving no response from the individual. By the time they managed to get in, the woman is passed out on the bathroom floor. Soon the fire department and paramedics arrive to assess the woman. The entire ordeal, while definitely bizarre, ends up being one the group and the first responders won't forget anytime soon. The woman was clearly not in the right state of mind and confused, needing medical attention. Thankfully, her face is not shown in the clips, as it is easy to imagine how embarrassing this would be to see when she recovered. On another note, for the trio in the house, it is lucky this home invader wasn't there to cause any harm to them. They were lucky to not have been visited by more vicious home invaders who are there to take things or possibly people. But I sincerely hope the woman received the care she needed and continues to have anonymity. This talk.
into still streaming. It's still creepy to think about. Because, yeah, well, what was the woman's intentions? Why that specific house? Why? Just why? Was she running from something? Was she possessed? I don't know. Oh, Sir Spook's time. 5 scary videos that you won't soon forget.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos that you won't soon forget. So, let's begin. A woman on TikTok known as Anna Banana probably didn't expect to capture a potential paranormal spirit while filming a brand new TikTok video, but this video uploaded to her account may suggest that's exactly what happened. The video starts off with Anna presenting a drink that she is about to try for her viewers, when something behind her startles her. Take a look and see her reaction.
So for today's drink,
amazingly, instead of hiding or quickly ending the video as soon as it happens, Anna is brave enough to go running outside while she saw the curtains move. Something a lot of people wouldn't dare do. But luckily for Anna, there's no harmful entity there. At the same time, however, it definitely makes you wonder what exactly was causing her curtains to move like that. It doesn't look like wind could have done it, because the way the curtain moved looked quite unnatural. Let's just hope that Anna was never visited by this eerie spirit ever again.
It's hard for me to say whether or not that one's real or not. I'll just stay in the middle on that one, 50-50.
Before we move on with the video, I want to give a huge thanks to today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Here's the sellout moment.
The Daily Dan blog is a small channel that focuses on Dan's life, and on this channel you can find a wide variety of content ranging from vintage comic book collections, outdoor investigations, and a lot more. In this video published to his channel in March 2021, Dan is outside with his dog when it proceeds to continuously bark at something unseen off into the distance. Both Dan and us as viewers are left to wonder what the dog is barking at, but not for too much longer. Obviously, because of the figure's extremely tall height, many people in the comments, as well as Dan himself, believe that this could be the elusive Bigfoot. What else could be this tall and lurk around the woods?
Well, we never see it move. So it could just been a figure or something tied to the fence to give off the impression that something that tall is there.
Of course, since Bigfoot has never been proven as 100% real, this video may have just captured some other tall creature in the forest. But who knows? Maybe Dan has captured authentic footage of a Sasquatch.
That's not enough to convince me.
This next video uploaded to YouTube by the user Jamie Chemo. opens up with a title card that reads, "In 1999 there were reports of sounds from a small animal that both care workers and elderly residents said sounded like a cat. Failing to find the animal, the care worker sent in the caretaker to try and find the cat, because it was heard meowing very often at night. 2 weeks passed with no signs of the animal, so the caretaker set up a laptop with a webcam to see if it was roaming the hallways of the old people's home, Norton Hall. The following footage is what was captured on the caretaker's laptop web camera. Take a look."
A ghost cat. Wow.
This is definitely a chilling video, and if indeed 100% authentic, it proves that cats and pets in general can come back as ghosts. Of course, there's a chance that this video is fake, as with any video on the internet that you can find. But it could also be real. What do you think? Is this genuine footage of a ghostly cat roaming the hallways of an old folks' home? Or is this just a setup?
I don't know. I'm torn on that one. Because I've had similar experiences. Back when I was younger, one of our family cats had to be put down and all that. And I was just feeling immense guilt and just tremendous sorrow because he was my buddy. He was my pal. He would always sleep in the room with me and cuddle up on my chest and just help me fall asleep. He helped me sleep soundly, and it broke my heart when we had to put him down. But about a week after we had to put him down, I felt what I can only describe as his presence climbing back onto my chest and laying down and comforting me, letting me know he was in a better place. And I was able to move on from that. So yeah, I can believe this video is real.
Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. A lot of people on the internet get a thrill out of visiting and exploring various different abandoned haunted houses in the world, and it's not hard to see why. For the adrenaline junkies, it can prove to be a very creepy and exciting experience, and there's certainly an audience for it. Reddit user Brass Ninja shared the following video clip over on the popular Ghost subreddit and stated, quote, "I took this video while patrolling as security at an allegedly haunted house that is currently used as an office for a real estate company." End quote. Before we go into this video, I advise you all to turn your volume up in order to hear it. Now that you've done that, let's take a closer look at what Brass Ninja captured on film.
Okay, it straight up sounds like there's somebody upstairs, and there's nobody here.
Not only does it sound like he's upstairs, but he sounds pissed.
The creakiness of the upstairs floorboards mixed with the strange whooshing sounds are spine-tingling, and I can't even begin to imagine how much creepier this must have been to experience in person. By taking a quick look at the comments, it appears that a lot of other Redditors agree that this is indeed a very chilling video, and people are debating what exactly was causing those sounds, as well as the flickering lights. Let's hope that Brass Ninja never has to encounter this creepy phenomena again.
Again, I can't believe it's real. Good footage.
A lot of paranormal YouTubers will upload videos of them exploring.
It's not only good footage, but she was also very convincing. If it's fake, she was very convincing. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards real.
And documenting themselves, exploring an abandoned house, church, or school. But you rarely ever see anybody exploring an abandoned barn. But Travis Sa did exactly that in December of 2020, to truly chilling results. As soon as Travis so much as peers his head inside the barn, he hears something terrifying. Listen to this.
Сейчас вот вышел. И шумит кто-то непонятно. Эй! Эй! Сука, тварь ебаная, блин. Эй!
Obviously, he is a bit hesitant to explore inside after this, so he carefully explores the outside area a little bit more. Just when it seems as though the noise is gone away.
Did anyone else notice that edit? Pay. You know, I'm gonna actually enlarge this so you have a better view of what I mean here. Now, obviously the point of interest is this weird ET alien looking thing here and all that. But I'm gonna slow the video down by half. Now watch as he kind of moves the camera around and all that. The figure right here moves with the camera, while this stays stationary. Watch. See that?
Hey! Ooh!
That's edited. Gonna take a lot more of that to fool my eyes.
Obviously, he is a bit hesitant to explore inside after this, so he carefully explores the outside area a little bit more. Just when it seems as though the noise has gone away, he hears yet another sound that freaks him out. Just a minute later, Trevor peeks his camera into a crevice in the barn and captures something very odd and disturbing. But judging by the fact that he had no reaction, he probably did not see it at the time of filming. Towards the end of the video, he is able to capture something very similar. Trevor never actually enters the barn all the way, and I absolutely do not blame him. If the sounds coming from within weren't enough to convince him that there was somebody or something hiding in there, then the creepy face appearing every once in a while definitely did. What do you think was hiding in this barn? Was it a deranged person, a creepy animal, or something else entirely? Be sure to let me know all your ideas in the comments.
It's a creepy video, but I'm still saying fake on that one.
And that was 5 scary videos that you won't soon forget. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you...
Alright guys. Last one, you know what that means. It's Nuke's Top 5 time. 5 scary videos of ghosts, creatures, and creeps.
Top 5 scary things caught on camera. Sounds of unknown origin. Polish YouTuber Leviathan says that he's recently been hearing the horrifying wails and screeches of some unknown creature coming from deep within the woods near his house. And then, one night, the unexplained screeches can be heard coming from somewhere a lot closer. The barn, just 100 feet from his house. Leviathan and his friend head out to investigate, recording as they go, getting...
Something? I thought my wife was trying to get my attention.
Closer and closer to the barn. It did not go well.
Rarely ever does. I remember this video. Yeah, it's a creature on top of that shed.
A loud bang can be heard as something falls hard to the floor. When Leviathan looks up, the terrifying face of a pale creature with glowing eyes can be seen looking right back at him. The two friends run from the barn in terror. To this day, YouTuber Leviathan says he has no idea just what he captured on camera. Ghosts caught on CCTV. This next video was sent to me directly by...
Back to the CCTV clips.
By Nuke's Top 5 viewer Kelly Scoggins. The video comes from two guards at a gated community near Austin, Texas. The guards say that late one night while on patrol, they were cruising down a neighborhood street when they suddenly saw two small children right in front of their car. They swerved to miss them and they actually crashed right into a house. But here's the thing, there were no children in the road. The entire incident was captured on CCTV. Take a look. Two strange anomalies appear out of thin air, stepping right into the road, and then they disappear just as quickly. The two security guards claim that they could see two children and that in a panic, they lost control of their patrol vehicle. What makes this footage even stranger is that later, the guards found out that two children had met a tragic fate in a car accident right on this very same spot. So could it be that they witnessed the restless spirits of two children who lost their lives? As always, I leave it up to you to decide.
Yeah.
In another video caught on CCTV, police set up a bait car For those who don't know, a bait car is basically a car with a GPS tracker and a hidden camera set up by the police to catch potential car thieves. The doors of the car are unlocked, the keys are left in the ignition, and then the police just wait for someone to come along and try to steal the car. This clip was broadcast on US TV.
I did. You got Yo, my lights are not on. Oh.
How the you open the trunk? What the speakers in the back? This doesn't turn on it up.
Without knowing, the two young thieves are filmed and tracked by police officers and are soon arrested. However, when the footage was uploaded to YouTube, shocked viewers were quick to point out that the two young men might not have been the only ones inside that vehicle.
Oh. No, it's not a cop. Oh, I thought I saw. Oh, sh**. What? What? Oh, sh**. I think it is a cop. I heard that go. Nah. Yeah, fool. That's why I said, what the f***? It is, fool. Nah. Yeah. My boots are the one that was making me up. My boots are hella all big. Hands up!
Stay there! Stay there! Stay there! Don't move!
Sir, I live on the block. Step out! Step out! Get out! Put your hand on your head. Put your hand on your head.
Viewers believe the pale figure of a woman can be seen sitting in the back seat. Now, it should be noted that the two teenagers were alone, and the footage is 100% real police evidence. Making a ghost in this scenario would be impossible. So just what is this? You decide.
That's creepy. I think it might
If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com.
The police have far more important things to do than faking ghost videos using official evidence.
Something in the building. Korean ghost hunt live streamer Michael from the YouTube channel Dosha Michael is back with another exploration of a creepy abandoned place. This time the ghost hunter explores several buildings of a long abandoned village. Now Michael doesn't share why the village has been left empty and abandoned, but one can only imagine all the life and death that have left a mark on the decaying buildings. Michael is broadcasting on a live stream to his fans as he ventures inside the building he will be exploring. As his viewers watch live, things quickly become truly bizarre.
계십니까? 누구세요? 잠깐. 뭔 소리야? 누구십니까 혹시? 혹시 누구세요?
Doors on both sides of the creepy hallway swing open and shut. Michael's a bit freaked out, but he carefully continues on to investigate.
하지 마세요. 여긴 내가 낄 자리가 아닌가? 여긴 내가 낄 자리가 아닌가? 아이씨.
When Michael finds himself a bit confined in a small, cramped room, he decides he has just had enough of the creepy doors and makes a run for it. After gathering his courage, the ghost hunter decides to explore the main building of the abandoned village. Whatever presence seems to be haunting the small town, it seems it is not done with Michael just yet.
계십니까? 뭔 소리야? 걷는 소리. 어디야? 경찰에 신고했습니다. 신고해도 상관없어.
Oh, okay.
우와!
Oh yeah, I remember this. A shadow person shows up on the other side of that door at the end.
거기 누구요? 거기.
After hearing strange footsteps coming from the second floor, Michael quickly runs outside and looks up at the windows of the second floor balcony.
Now I want to rewind it here for a second, because you know, take a look at this spirit. I'm gonna slow it down. And that before I'm gonna zoom in here so you guys can see it for yourself. Doesn't this spirit look like, as it's rising up, that it's putting its head back on its torso?
거기.
Rewind that again, just for clarification. Just look at this.
거기.
It's holding its head up and then slams it down. Pretty creepy.
After hearing strange footsteps coming from the second floor, Michael quickly runs outside and looks up at the windows of the second floor balcony. He is shocked when he sees two dark shadow-like apparitions that seem to be walking on the second floor. Gathering his courage, Michael goes up to the second floor to investigate. But he is quickly scared away when one of the apparitions makes a terrifying appearance at the door at the end of the hallway. Now, usually the ghost hunter will charge forward towards the apparition, trying to record any paranormal activity that he can capture. But this time, Michael himself is suspicious of what he's witnessing. Michael seems to believe that maybe he isn't entirely alone at the creepy abandoned village. He believes that some real person or people might be messing with him. Scared that he might be dealing with a real group of people up to no good, his live chat audience actually calls the police. And Michael, understandably, just decides to get out of there. So what do you think Michael caught on camera? Is it something paranormal? Could it have been real people up to no good just messing with him? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Uninvited.
I don't know. All three of those are viable options. But given how it was live streamed, I can't see how he could affect all that.
This next TikTok video might not be something related to the paranormal, but it is certainly something absolutely terrifying. Hannah Viverette is recording a TikTok video of her dancing in her living room when the unthinkable happens.
Oh, fuck! Who are you? Who are you? Alexa, off. Who are you? Who are you? Please get off. Please get out. No, please get out.
Are you sure?
Yes. Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now. Please get out of my apartment right now. Get out. Get out. Hello? Please come in.
A strange man tries to break in through Hannah's balcony door, and she makes a run for it. Now, before you think this might be a TikTok hoax, I can assure you that this video is 100% real. The man who entered Hannah's apartment was 36-year-old Angel Rodriguez Gomez. Shortly after the events in this video, he was arrested and charged with burglary, assault, stalking, and destruction of property. Multiple news outlets picked up this chilling story, and Hannah shows in an interview how the man climbed 2 stories to reach her apartment balcony.
Right now I'm standing directly in front of my apartment, and the 2nd story balcony right here is where he had entered.
Hannah explains that this wasn't the first time she had seen this man.
I recognized him almost immediately based off of his clothing, and knowing that I had seen that face and that outfit around my apartment complex many occasions.
It turns out that this seemingly disturbed man was actually one of Hannah's neighbors, and he had apparently been watching her closely for a while. All things considered, the situation could have possibly ended much worse if Hannah had not headed for her front door immediately. She is now looking to move from her apartment as she rightfully says that she no longer feels safe there.
Yeah, I
So,
don't blame her.
how would you handle this terrifying situation?
I would have grabbed a knife and charged the bastard.
Would you run? Would you scream? Or just what would you do?
Who are you? Who are you? Please get off. Please get out. No, please get out. Yes. Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now. Please come in.
The Faceless Man. Paranormal YouTuber Shamos and his friend Jota go to investigate the local urban legend of the quote, Faceless Man in a small town in the Brazilian countryside. Their investigation takes them to a factory that has been abandoned for over 10 years. Before the factory was closed, workers often claimed that they would see the terrifying apparition of a man with a horribly disfigured face wandering throughout the factory. Whenever they would pursue him, he seemed to just disappear into thin air. Cut to a few years later, a terrible unexplained fire occurs at the factory, claiming the lives of many workers. After this, the alleged paranormal activity seems to intensify. The hardworking employees would hear unexplained noises and terrifying screams. It is said that after many complaints from terrified factory workers who refused to enter the building, that the work site was moved to a completely different location. Today, what was once a large, thriving factory is now nothing more than rubble and ruins. When YouTuber Shamos and team member Jota begin their investigation of the abandoned property, they immediately begin to feel like they are being watched.
Anda junto. Ó, ouviu? Tem coisa aí, Jota. Tô falando pra ti, cara. Aham.
Pô, não tem teto e nada aqui, né, galera?
Sim. Aqui é a sala do pesadelo, aqui, ó, Jota. Aqui, ó. Aqui, ó.
Ih, olha só, cara. Pesadelo escrito na parede, cara.
Did you see it? The two investigators are completely unaware that a creepy pale face seems to be watching them from one of the windows. When Shamos pans his camera back to the same window, the face is gone. Having no idea what they just captured, they continue on to explore more of the abandoned property. And things only get creepier.
Olha só isso aqui, Jota.
É um monte de banheiro aí, cara.
Ô, Jota, dá uma pegada ali, Jota. Ó, barulho aqui dentro. Barulho aqui, barulho aqui. Barulho no telhado, hein? No telhado, entra aqui. Dá uma olhada aí. Tem alguém aí?
Cara, não tem ninguém aqui, cara.
Aqui, ó. Vamos entrar, vem junto. Ó, olha só. Aqui em cima o teto aqui, Jota.
Que é isso aí, cara? Que barulho que é isso aí, cara?
Jota, vai pra cá. Eu vi alguma coisa ali, cara.
Aonde, cara?
Eu vi alguma coisa ali no buraco, velho. Ali, eu vi alguma coisa ali no buraco.
Aqui, cara. Aonde, Chamas? Onde tu viu, cara? O que tu viu, cara?
Uma cabeça espiando.
Uma cabeça, cara?
Uma cabeça espiando a gente.
Cara, vamos dar uma olhada lá, cara. Não pode, cara?
Jota, eu juro. Cara, eu juro pela minha vida, cara. Tem alguma coisa ali, cara. Ali, cara.
The bizarre face appears again, and this time the two investigators see it with their own eyes. When Shamos and Jota check the room, there's no one there. Understandably, they are a bit freaked out. They prepare for the worst as they make their way through the ruins of the factory. They look for any signs that someone or something might be there with them. It did not go well.
Tem muito barulho aqui, Jota. Tu tá ouvindo? Ó, barulho lá na frente. Ei, eu tô te ouvindo aí, tem barulho aí, eu tô te ouvindo. Quem tá aí?
Cuida aí,
Olha lá, cara. Vaza, Jota, corre, cara.
A strange face peers out at them from around a corner. The two explorers are terrified. They decide to make a run for it. All of the creepy faces they've captured throughout the night seem to have no visible features. It seems as if they might have actually encountered the local legend of the quote, faceless man. So, what do you think? Did the two friends capture evidence of an extreme haunting? You can watch this full video over on the YouTube channel, Shamos.
Hard for me to say, because on one hand, editing can be responsible for that, but their reactions seem pretty legit. Was that the last one?
Thanks so much for watching.
Dang, that was the last one. Let's get into that too. That's a shame. All right. So thank you all so much for watching. Let's see. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Link in the description to Prendo JR if you want to go check him out. He's streaming right now, so go give him some love too. And I will catch you guys later. Subscribe if you're new and if you enjoy this content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.